First of all, welcome everyone back to Bodhgaya again. Well, I think I will go straight to the point of what I want to say. I suppose most of you are going to be here for the entire Monlam. Maybe some of you might be leaving early. Some of you might also change your schedule. So, of course, that's just a part of life in a way. But the main thing here is that while you are here, try to make the best use of this opportunity. Yeah. And the way I say this is that try to tell yourself, like as if you came here for the first time, and try to make the best use of this moment. When all of you are back home, when you are trying to carry your own daily responsibilities, there is a constant rush, and you don't have time to think, you don't have time to react, you don't have time to contemplate what to do, what to say, what to think, how to behave, how to decide things. And so therefore the whole year, 12 months goes away like that, yeah? Where you really don't know what happened. You know that something happened. If you try to remember, you don't even remember one whole day. Forget the 12 months, forget the 30 days in a month, forget the 7 day, the 4 weeks in a month, all that. None of them is just really there. Everything is just a very blurry memory and nothing more. So therefore, one feels very, very empty, very sort of confused. You know that you've done so much. You have put a lot of energy into whatever it is that we are trying to achieve. But at the end of the day, it's kind of blurry, and you really cannot really pinpoint and say exactly I did this or I did that. And what I'm trying to say is that while you're here, don't repeat that, okay? While you're here, you try to let go of it. Of course, it is natural to worry, how are things back home? How are your siblings? How are your family? How are your friends? How are your work? How are your colleagues? Of course, it's natural to worry about them right now because you are miles away from them. But nevertheless, you must still find a way to try to let go as much as you can. Try to let go, not because, how to say, not in a negative way, but you try to let go of whatever worries at home that you may have right now. But you try to let go. Why? Because it is natural to let go. It's not because it's not natural to let go, and yet you are still trying to let go because the Buddha Dharma said so. Not in that way. You try to let go because you know it's the most natural thing to do. It's the right thing to do. That it is also not an impossible thing that we are asking, because maximum, let's say now it's just barely 2 weeks to let go. Yeah. So 2 weeks compared to the rest of the year is nothing. So meaning that during this time, try to let go. We all have pressures, of course. We all have worries, of course. And it keeps us awake at night. It loses our appetite. All kinds of things. I may have something that you don't have, but at the same time I also don't have something that you have, you know. So therefore, this how to say, misused ability of comparison is going to sort of ruin everything. So therefore, while you're here, try to let go. And you have no better place to let go than here. Because, well, if you really ask for it, it is the place where somebody managed to let go, actually. The reason why this place is special is because somebody managed to let go some 2,500 years ago. And he really, truly was able to let go. I would say, well, it was the hardest thing for him to let go, actually. Yeah. He had a lot of pressure. He was the crown prince, the king to be. He was already a father, and he had, the whole sort of his family, the whole of the population was asking for him, looking after him to be the next successor. And on top of it, he could see that no matter how much he tried, he knew that he could never really succeed. At the same time, he could see that all the people who looked up to him, all his families and friends, no matter how much they were expecting for him to do something good, he knew that they were all living in a dream, that he was trying to, if he tried to live up to the expectation, all he would do is just enlarge their bubble of thinking that you are going to do something great for us, you know. And so therefore, he tried his best to actually let go of everything. And it wasn't easy, of course. It took a long time. Maybe, of course, compared to us, maybe it is a very fast development. That within 7 years or so, then he finally managed to let go. So this very tree, we call the Bodhi tree, under that tree, basically around that vicinity, then he sat down one day, and then he basically tried to let go of everything. Responsibilities, in short, he tried to let go not because he was tired of it. Of course he was tired of it, but he tried to let go because he knew that it was the right thing to do. In fact, by letting go, he would actually help all of them. So, when he did let go finally, then he was actually able to not just help himself, but he was able to help everyone. So, therefore, we are in a place where we can truly let go. Yeah. And all I would ask of you is that during your stay here, every minute, every hour, every day, every morning, every evening, I know that we will all get distracted by many things. It's normal. It's not a bad thing. It's just natural. But nevertheless, whenever you are aware, try to let go. And use whatever forms of practices you know. It can be as simple as just chanting a few mantras. It's fine. Use that. Use that as a tool to let go. Let go in a way that, how to say, that it is the natural thing to do, not in a way that is an unnatural thing. Often when we try to let go of things, we always think and feel that it's not natural. There is something to hold on to, you know. And so therefore, it becomes harder and harder and harder to let go, to a point where we cannot appreciate the practice after some time. Practice, it becomes the biggest burden in our lives. Why? Because deep down we feel that letting go is not natural. Yeah. We feel that it's not natural to get sick. It's not natural to die. It's not natural to have seasons changed. It's not natural to feel hot after feeling cold, or the opposite. And so therefore we try to keep that experience longer try to postpone things, try to push things further, try to push the deadlines further, and as a result we have more and more and more pressure, to a point where no matter how many teachings we receive, no matter how many practices we do, no matter how many recitations of mantras we do, no matter how many prostrations we do, no matter how many charities we do, that they all mean nothing. And in fact, they become our biggest burden. And that's how we will lose our way. That nothing works. No medicine works, no drugs work, no meditation works, no spirituality works, no friends work, no family work, nothing works. And we are left to a point where life means just nothing. And so then nothing but pain, you know. Then to a point where we feel like we try to merge this idea of all life is pain and what Buddha said, that life is suffering, as the same. And then it's the most, discouraging thing of all to happen, because that's not what Buddha was trying to say. What Buddha was trying to say was that just try to let go. It's not that life is real pain in that way, that there is no point, that there is no meaning at all. He said there is every meaning, but to find that meaning, all you have to do is kind of let go, let things be. Meaning that, of course, you will try your best to be healthy, you will try your best to have a normal life, but you must know deep down that it's not an absolute thing to do, you know. That you're supposed to just, at the end of the day, let it be. If you're sick, you try to eat medicine, but with the intent that I will eat this medicine to let things be. I will try to be successful in my work to let things be. I will try to mend things to let things be, but not to fix things. Because if you try to rely on anything to get things fixed, to get things mended, then it will never happen. And on top, it will make it even worse. So just try to sort of let things be. Okay? Let things be means that you leave things to be still, you know, like a rock or something. It's not in that way. Meaning that like the sun rises, the sun sets, yeah, the day comes and the day goes. There is no plan there. It just does. It's natural, you know. So in the same way, we just try to let things be. We try to let the sun rise on its own. We try to let the sun set on its own. If we are sick, we just sort of kind of let it be in a way and not get too hung up by it. If you are dying, just let it be. Don't try to fight it, because it's natural. It's not a bad thing at all. You know, we are meant to kind of move forward all the time. We are always meant to somehow, as they say, move on in a way, and just go further and further. We are never meant to stay in one place and get stuck there. So therefore, try to just somehow find a way to let it be in your own way, whatever way works, you know. Because we are individuals, we all have our own way of letting go and letting things be. Try to do that, and by doing that, then all the things we kind of wish automatically comes. I cannot explain why. We often think that if you want things, I must do things, you know. But often that doesn't work. And when we finally get what we want, we are not happy with it. We want something else. So therefore, if we let it be, in fact, the things we want the most comes actually. That's the funniest thing. We just don't know how to explain it. But that's the way it is. So in that spirit, in that mindset, try to let things be, okay? Then whatever it is we are looking for, it kind of comes. So it's not a lot that we are asking, you know. It's just a few days. So that's what I would like to say. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening.